Hey all, wanted to give an update. So first off, apparently I'm still just as sexy with a bald head. So thank you for all those likes and comments and really know how to make an old guy feel loved. Um, Again, it looks like I made the right choice. Actually, and I don't know how much it shows up on camera. Um, Lost a lot of beard hair. That was a big question I had. With all of this, you know, would my hair fall out? And then how much of it would fall out? Should I? And that's when I decided to donate, which I'm glad I did that. I'm getting some nice emails from Wigs for Kids. Um, it's nice to see, smiling children, especially given certain circumstances. Anyway, yeah, I think the beard has thinned out dramatically, so it probably will be going. But yeah, this is still something to get used to. I think I've startled my wife a couple of times walking around the corner, and I gotta be honest. I look in the mirror now. I don't know. This is just such a drastic change. It's good to know that all the dents filled it back in. But yeah, a week and a day since my chemo treatment, so I'm probably right at the middle before my next one. Um, I did also see my regular um, healthcare practitioner um, today, and we got to look at my uh, blood results and trending. Um, my the weirdest thing is my white blood cell count is off the charts high. It's typically mean you're fighting an infection. Um, the, my oncologist actually told me that my white blood cell count was going to drop because that's a part of the chemo, and that's why they actually give you some kind of white blood cell shot booster the day after my chemo. And I mentioned the bone pain last time. He reduced the dosage of that, but you know, as a layman looking at the chart, why are my white blood cells so high? And is it potentially the numerous amount of I'm taking superfood mushrooms, turkey tail, lion's mane, um, another proprietary 7 blend. Of course, I'm doing a morning coffee. Put the MCT oil and peptides and such in that. Um, Drinking green tea. Like, is this? I don't know. So we're very confused. Uh, and again, learning and listening, um, learning about the metabolic theory of cancer. Um, so I'm having some unique issues because they call for, um, they're what they call therapeutic ketosis. Typical people are used to for ketosis, keto diets and carnivore and all that. Um, you have more of like what they would call a 1-to-1, 1 gram of protein per 1 gram of fat, or doing all kinds of variation on that. Um, Apparently, for this therapeutic ketosis that helps in the press part of uh, um, protecting your body during the chemo and everything. Um, you can see, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because that's the chemo brain. Um, but my A1C was supposed to be, that's a measure, and that gives you a measure of your 3 month average of your blood glucose. So it was saying my blood glucose average over the last 3 months was 120, which is absurd. I fasted. I've been eating a keto diet. Um, for the at-home test, I think the very highest reading that I've gotten in the last 6 or 8 weeks that we've been tracking every day, sometimes multiple times a day, was 114. Typically, it's below 100. And while I was fasting, the average of all of those 32 days, the average was 880, 80.0. You know, 80. And I just can't see um, there's any possibility. So one test is off or another. We have some questions on the thing of Keto Mojo, but on that, so that's part of my plans for um, trying to get into the therapeutic ketosis. I'm now going to try a 3 to 1, 3 grams of fat for every 1 gram of protein, while also trying to keep a 30% um, caloric restriction. Um, you know, all of these, you can put your weight, height, and weight online. It seems to be pretty accurate. Um, Plus, that's basal metabolic rate is how many calories you consume just living, and then you can add exercise to that. Um, I know the cold plunge and the sauna that I do nightly, and it's heating up right now. Uh, that should actually increase my, I think they call it thermogenesis, or how many calories I burn. Again, I averaged over 7 pounds per week while I was fasting. So I was losing close to a pound a day. And uh, I actually did the math calculation of what they say. It was, I think it's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So if you guys don't know, uh, macros, the three macros, carbs, protein, and fat. Both carbs and protein are 4 calories um, per gram, and uh, fat is 9 grams. So if you're doing a 3 to 1, you're getting like 90% of your calories from fat. So my that's what they recommend. So far, I've been pretty unsuccessful. I'm on day 2 of following that. So both days, my glucose was like 105 this morning. My ketones were zero point 0.5, which is just the bottom limit for ketosis. For therapeutic ketosis, I needed in 2 or even 3 or 4 range. I forget the units, but it's here in America, so Europe they do a different units, so you can't anybody in Europe watching this isn't gonna do that calculation. Um, but yeah, so we're trying this 3 to 1. It's basically me eating salads with lots of olive oil, an omelet, and with mushrooms, and then I can add a little bit more protein. But I'm at a calorie deficit. So I'm at a point where I want to stop my weight loss, especially because um, I want to do a wraparound fast for each chemo session. The the metabolic um, cancer as a metabolic disease book, you know, yeah, that or the experience I'm seeing on other YouTubers is they recommend that 5 day wraparound fast. So you start 24 to 72 hours before your chemo, and then the day of chemo, and you end the fast the day after chemo, and that's supposed to help mitigate a lot of the side effects. Now, I'll wrap back around because that's on this status. I guess I'm jumping around a little bit for what I wanted to say today. But yeah, the worst has probably been the chemo brain. Um, I just lose my track of thought. Can a lot of times forget words, but minimal bone pain. I've had some pretty good nausea last couple of days. Again, I'm at that midpoint. So um, just to give a general recap, because I kind of did stream of consciousness with all of this. Um, right now, I'm trying a 3 to 1 keto diet. I'm on day 2 of that. I'm gonna go um, continue Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday morning I'm gonna start uh, fasting so that I can be 72 hours fasted as the chemo starting on Tuesday, and I'm gonna continue that into Wednesday. So we'll have to see how this goes. So far we've been pretty unsuccessful with getting me into the what they call the therapeutic range of ketosis, where you have high ketones and a average glucose of 60. So Um, anyway, that was a lot. Uh, oh, and that would be the other part. I'm going to look into getting a continuous glucose monitor because I really think this is one of the most powerful therapies of all the different things I'm doing. Um, the cold plunge and sauna every night, trying to get 12,000 steps a day, eating a ketogenic diet. Uh, I'd, I'd like to go that extra route to get into what they call the therapeutic range. Anyway, I'll probably try to talk more of this for today. For tonight, I'm going to go sauna now. Take care, everybody.